From Anshei Sphard-Beth Emeth congregation, it's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of building up to Tisha B'Av. You know that when it comes to mourning, there are two types of mournings, unfortunately. We should know from it. There's personal mourning. Personal mourning strikes very often, especially if it's a surprising death. It strikes with a bang, and then it takes a while to recuperate, to recover, to be consoled from that mourning. The mourning starts with a period of aninus, of strong confusion, being in limbo between the death and the funeral. Continues with the Shiva, very intense period of mourning with many rules, very similar to Tisha B'Av. And then progresses to the 30 days where there are no haircuts, and the year where there are no celebrations. However, there's also communal mourning. Avelus Yishana, it's not Avelus Chadasha, not a new, fresh mourning for something, God forbid, that just happened, but it's old mourning for something that happened 2,000 years ago. And here, as Rabbi Soloveitchik pointed out famously, it's the opposite. Here, we have to build up to Tisha B'Av. First, we start off, we have the 3 weeks. Then we have the 9 days. The 3 weeks, similar to the year of mourning, during which we refrain from celebrations. The 9 days are similar to the 30-day period, which we refrain from festive bathing and laundering. And the Tisha B'Av itself is similar to the Shiva itself, perhaps similar to the death itself. So they go in opposite directions. One waxes, the period of the 3 weeks and the 9 days waxes toward the crescendo, which is the night of Tisha B'Av, a night of wailing and weeping. Whereas the personal mourning, God forbid we should know from it, it wanes, starts with a bang, and then hopefully you can ebb away from that intense feeling of mourning that overwhelms the entire psyche. Perhaps with this understanding, we can now approach a three-way debate in the Talmud in Tainit, the Gemara in Tainit, 29b at the bottom. It says there, V'asu l'saper l'chabes m'rosh chodesh ad Tainis. Divrei Reb Meir. Reb Meir is of the opinion that you should not have any haircuts, you should not do any laundry from the Rosh Chodesh of Av, of this month of Tisha B'Av, until Tisha B'Av itself. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, he has another opinion. Rabbi Yehuda says, Kol HaChodesh Kulo Asur. He says the whole month should be forbidden. You can't do any laundry, you can't do any haircuts, the whole month. Shimon Gamliel Omer, Inu Asur, also Shabbos Bilvad. Shimon Gamliel says, no, just that week. If it falls, let's say on a Tuesday, you can't do laundry, you can't take haircuts, the whole week, till Tuesday and after Tuesday. How do we analyze this three-way debate? Is it from Rosh Chodesh to Tisha B'Av, just that week, or the entire month? How do we analyze it? Well, opinion 1 and 2, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, can be analyzed very simply. From Rosh Chodesh to the Tainis means that we take Rabbi Soloveitchik's approach. That what we need when it comes to Avelus Yeshana, what we need when it comes to mourning for something from so many thousands of years ago, is we need build-up. So we start the Rosh Chodesh Av, we build up all the way till Tisha B'Av. Now, do you need to decompress after that? Well, let's be honest. It's not such an intense experience. Most of us can't get to that, such intense weeping and wailing, that we need to decompress, that we need to continue mourning for several days to wane out of this intense experience. It's not usually like that. Maybe we can achieve that build-up toward Tisha B'Av, have a crescendo on Tisha B'Av, but then let's face it, after Tisha B'Av, we're done. Today, in modern practice, based on various minhagim and custom, we do sort of wane away a little bit in that we continue to forbid laundry till the next day, some the whole day, we say till 12, this year, just that night. Now, second opinion, Rabbi Yehuda says, no. It's true that there's a difference between old mourning and new mourning, but there should be both elements. You should build up from Sunday till the fast, till Tisha B'Av, build up a sense of mourning and weeping and and getting a little bit disheveled, not taking haircuts and all that. And then you need time to wane out of it. You need time to decompress. The whole week should be forbidden because you build up to it, and then you need to wane away from it. Two approaches. Is it completely different? The opposite of mourning for an individual? Or does it partake of both the build-up and the decompression? The third opinion is completely different, comes from left field. He says, the whole month is forbidden. Well, I don't understand. Tisha B'Av takes place on the 9th and you're still mourning 21 days later? What's going on? Apparently, according to the third opinion of Shimon Gamliel, it's a matter of, Rabbi Yehuda, it's a matter of the following. He says, the other rabbis say, Shimon Gamliel, Rabbi Meir, they say, the machayev, the obligor, that which causes the mourning is Tisha B'Av. So you can build up to Tisha B'Av, you can wax and wane from Tisha B'Av, but it's all about Tisha B'Av. Rabbi Yehuda is of the opinion, Kol HaChodesh Kulo Asur, the whole month is forbidden because he thinks that the obligor is the whole month. It's a month of mourning. Just like we say that Adar is Mishanichnas Adar Marim Simcha. When Adar comes in, the month of Purim, we start rejoicing, and it's the whole month is affected by the joy of Purim. So too, from the time that the month of Av comes in, the whole month is a joy, is a sad time. After all, in the Megillah of Purim, it says, that whole month of Purim turned from sadness to joy. And now it's a time of joy. So too this month, it turned from what should have been a great time of joy, going to the land of Israel with the spies. Instead, it turned into a month of sadness. Not a day, it's a whole month. It's not about Tisha B'Av. I don't care if Tisha B'Av is in the corner of the month, it could be in the first day of the month. The whole month is tainted by this process. There's also a question, as Rabbi Soloveitchik describes, can you go overboard? So the first two opinions say, you should have, the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda says, Shimon Gamliel, he says, you should have the week of. It's like Shiva. You shouldn't go too far overboard. A week is enough. For God forbid, for a personal mourning, you have a week too. You have a week here as well. Opinion of 9 days, especially if you don't include Rosh Chodesh itself. It's a period of approximately 7 days. You don't go overboard, maybe a little bit more. You have 9 days here instead of 7 days. The opinion of Rabbi Yehuda that you go to the whole month being forbidden says, I don't care. I don't care that a regular mourning is only 7 days. This should be a whole month. A month of great weeping and mourning. It's okay to go overboard when it comes to Tisha B'Av because this is serious. We've got to impress this on ourselves and our children and the world that we care about the loss of Jerusalem. It's something that hurts us very deeply, just as deeply as any refugee from recent history. We are all refugees from the land of Israel, from Jerusalem, from the center of our worship, and we are sad. We can mourn for a whole month about this kind of thing. We can bring ourselves to tears on Tisha B'Av. Or do you say no? It's not, the month is not going overboard. It's just borrowing from the realm of halakha. In halakha, there is a law that a mourner has some form of mourning for the month. And in fact, this exact mourning, no tispores, no haircuts, and no kibbutz, no laundry unless absolutely necessary or what. But that's what a person does for the 30 days. So if that's the 30 days, so too we have a shloshim. We have a period of shloshim. The other rabbi says, no, it's a week. It should be just like Shiva. First opinion, that it's 9 days. Either it's a type of quasi-Shiva, or that he's not using this rubric of halakha, the other existing halachot of mourning, in order to establish the number of days of the mourning. Finally, there is a verse that the Talmud associates with this three-way debate. It's a verse in Hosea, the prophet Hosea. It says, V'yishvati kol mesosa chaga chadasha v'shabbatah. That I'm going to destroy, I'm going to stop and put an end, the cessation to all joy, your holidays will be turned into sadness, your month or Rosh Chodesh will be turned into sadness, and your Shabbos will be turned into sadness. As it says in Isaiah, Torah. says in the Haftorah, we'll read the Shabbos Chazon, that your Rosh Chodesh we're just a burden to God. Your Shabbos is just a burden to God. God is sick of our observance. It's not genuine. It's not good enough. It's not right. And therefore, God says, I'm going to turn all these things over on their head. Shabbos will be not a joy. Rosh Chodesh, not a joy. So the Talmud tries to analyze all these opinions based on that. Is it the Rosh Chodesh is being overturned? Is the holiday of Tisha B'Av being overturned? Is it the month that's being overturned? Etc., etc. The Shabbos, you have to have a Shabbos inside, so the Shabbos is overturned. And in fact, maybe we can analyze it that way as well and put it like this. Is it that during this period, we want to really focus on the idea that our Shabbos is not good enough? You know why the temple was destroyed? Shabbos. Shabbos wasn't good enough. So we've got to do Shabbos better. So we want to have a whole week. We want to make sure that there's a Shabbos in there, whether it's the 9 days or whether it's Shabbos Chazon, whether it's that opinion that you take a whole week of mourning, the first two opinions, the first and third opinions. Or do you say, no, it's Rosh Chodesh. It's the Rosh Chodesh. The Rosh Chodesh has become nothing. In days of Shaul and David had a special celebration. We don't understand. We don't appreciate Rosh Chodesh. Rabbi Soloveitchik writes about the hidden holiday, the Jew and his hidden appreciation of life. And the Rosh Chodesh persona has been lost. The idea that a Jew is different without any fanfare. It's just sort of a hidden thing. It's a special day that you should feel different and special on a day. It's been lost. And that's what we need to focus on, how Rosh Chodesh is no good. And the third opinion says, you know what we need to overturn? Time periods. One opinion is you need to overturn a whole week. Take a whole week and ruin it. Step into the realm of time and take a unit of time and ruin it. And show that the loss of the temple, and because of our sins, we've ruined time itself. So go to a week. The other one, it says, no, you've got to drill it home. You've got to take a whole month and just ruin it. Make it miserable in order to drill home the idea that life is not as it should be. Things are not as it should be. A Jew cannot rest till the temple is restored, till Jerusalem is at the center of the world, until people recognize God, his connection with the Jewish people, that he gave us the Torah, that everything it says in the Torah is from God. Morality itself from God. It's all witnessed by the continuity of the Jewish people. And that is what we miss, and that is what we mourn. And whether it's 9 days, 7 days, or a month, we have to drill it home. We as Ashkenazi community have taken these sort of three time periods. We have the week of, where we focus on the idea of the week. We have the 9 days where we focus more on a Shiva-like period. And we have the 3 weeks where we focus on more of a kind of an almost a month kind of a period. And together, hopefully, it drills the message home. Let us hope that this year, by drilling home the message of Tisha B'Av, by building up to it and even trying to wane out of it, we hopefully will remember the message of Tisha B'Av, that this world deeply needs repair, and we are dedicated to make it happen. Thank you so much for joining us here for a discussion of Tisha B'Av. Join us each week for a discussion of the holidays, Parshiot, how-to videos, and more. Thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit asb.org.